Welcome to the second episode of Fred's preparations for our trip to Africa. I don't know if you're like me, but I love camembert. Hi, I'm Patrick and this is Sir Alfred, a Defender TD4 I bought in 2022. I fitted it out myself with no DIY skills whatsoever, and believe me, it was quite a challenge. After testing it for a month in Morocco, we're now ready to embark on a trip around the world, starting with Africa. Our goal? To exchange our cultural nuggets with local populations and share my adventures with you. I'd like to make it clear that this channel is not for profit. Oh, and here's Nero, my faithful four-legged companion who will keep me safe. So welcome to Belgica around the world. As you already know, the aim of this trip isn't so much to go sightseeing, but as we bought this vehicle secondhand, it's bound to have its faults. So we're going to try and test it as much as we can, to see what it's got up its sleeve. We start by climbing some of the passes in the Atlas Mountains, where it passes the test without a hitch. He climbs the passes without difficulty, and I have to say he's not too bad on the trails. It's getting a bit chilly at night at this time of year, so I decide to leave the mountains and head for the coast. My first stop is Chefchaouen, the Blue City. We don't linger here. There are a lot of reports on YouTube about this town, but we'll probably come back to it on our final trip. And off we go to Essaouira. Essaouira is a surfers' and skidders' paradise, a town where the wind blows like crazy. Well, we're not going to spend too much time there, but we do take the time to visit the town. And here we meet a young man who learns that we're heading for Zagora. He leaves us a small gift for his uncle who lives there. And now you'll see that nothing on earth happens to us by chance. After a few hours on the road, with Fred showing no signs of worry and all going well in the best of all possible worlds, we decide to stop off at a riad to regain our strength, take a shower and get some color back. In the meantime, we spend an evening by the fire and enjoy a superb evening to the rhythm of Berber music. The next day, we finally arrive in Merzouga, where we meet Mbarek, who offers to guide us to the gateway to the Sahara. Along the way, we meet a few camels, or rather a few dromedaries. And then, above all, we gradually arrive at the gateway to the Sahara, where things begin to get serious for Fred. And as you've heard, my Krav Maga partner in Belgium, Sarah, has decided to join me for a few days to cross the desert and give me her expert advice on driving in the sand. Well, as you may have gathered, Sarah is Moroccan, and although she's the stage regional, she has just as much experience of driving in the sand as I do. And so far, our Sir Alfred is doing just fine in the sand. No problem, but you'll see, it won't last. And then, all of a sudden, big black smoke. The engine stops. Yes, it's the end of the line. We've got to find a garage, and fast. Remember that young man we met in Essaouira who asked us to give a present to his uncle, who works in a garage? Well, that garage is Garage Sahara in Zagora. And so we went to this garage. As soon as we arrive, the owner recognizes Fred, who he worked on several years ago. Nothing happens by chance, so we decided to leave Fred in the hands of this garage. It has to be said that the Sahara garage is one of the busiest in Zagora. A lot of travelers come here, and we've also met a number of YouTubers. It's also a must for every rally in the region. They do miracles on both engines and vehicles, and we meet Fred there for his repairs.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. First problem, it's the injector that has caused the problem for the piston. So the piston, the injector, is leaking. There's a lot of diesel. The piston has a hole in it. It's broken, the piston, there's a hole in it. So afterwards, as he was driving, all the aluminium from the piston was gone, eaten away. The oil pump sucked up the aluminium and it's stuck there. And now the oil can't get up to the engine, now it's stuck in there. So we changed the injector, and that's it. We've changed the piston, rebuilt the cylinder, repaired it like the lathe operator, but we've repaired by hand. And then the second problem was the pump that sucked in the aluminium, and everything got jammed inside with the rollers.
That was Abdul, the magician on duty. They worked relentlessly on Fred for 2 days and 3 nights, and finally, when all the mechanics would have replaced the engine after giving Fred a final wash, we were able to take one last ride in the desert, admire the sunset and then hit the road again, heading for Agadir to recover from our emotions and take a few days off. It's time for us to get back on the road to Agadir, but little did we know that we were not at the end of our rope. After a few kilometers, we were forced to turn back, but that's for the next video.